Hi guys, Brad Roby, software trainer at Iceberg Digital. Today we're going to work through market appraisals and leads. So we're going to talk about booking the market appraisal appointment, how we send out the presentation, get all the information into the presentation after we've been on the appointment, and then we're going to talk about leads and managing leads. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing I want to talk about is the most recently active contacts. Okay, it's in the top left of the screen on the dashboard, the first page that you see when you open Lifecycle. So the most recently active contacts is a list of 12 contacts, and these contacts have maybe opened a market appraisal, looked at some content, checked out a blog. Okay, and these people show up on the most recently active contacts. Okay, there's a tracking code within Lifecycle which tags on to the unique mobile phone number or email address, registers it as like maybe device 3471 or something, tags it back to the contact, so whenever they are active and actively looking at your content or clicking a link, they're going to show up in your most recently active contacts. So maybe if you're chasing a contact or something like that, and you can see them in the most recently active contacts, it might be time for you to get on the phone, give them a call, send them an email, and just chase them on whatever it is that you might be dealing with them with. Okay, so let's get on to the market appraisals section of the training. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to book the appointment. Okay, so let's imagine that we're in the office or in the branch, or somebody gives us a phone call or walks into the branch and says, I would like you to value my property. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go to this tab on the side and go to the calendar. We always go to the calendar to book the MA appointment. Okay, then we're going to choose a date and a time, but it's not so imperative that it's the correct date and time, because it can always be edited later. If you're in a rush, you just want to get it done, just put the appointment in any space and then we can go back and edit it later. Okay, so we choose a time, then we want to choose MA appointment. Okay, so now we come to the MA appointment page. We're going to start on the left with contact details. Okay, now the first thing that I would do is I would just check to see if this contact is already in your system. Take the surname, write it in, and you will see the contact will appear. If you click that, it will auto populate all the fields in the contact detail. For these purposes of the training, we're just going to add in a new contact ourselves. Okay, so Mr. Market. Then we come to entering in an email address. Okay, this must be a unique email address. Okay, each contact within Lifecycle must have a unique email address and or a phone number. So we're just going to enter those in quickly. Okay, then we come to the correspondence address. Okay, and this just works just like any postal code service, like your Royal Mails or your Googles. Just enter in the postcode, click find, and then here's a list of properties which have that postcode. Okay, find the property you're looking for. If you can't find the property you're looking for, maybe it's a new build or something like that, choose something close to it, and then we can always make edits to this address bar. Okay, so as you can see here, I'll make a few edits. Okay, but remember to keep this professional. Okay, this address gets pulled over to the market appraisal, so make sure it stays professional and that it doesn't say, like round the corner from the petrol station or across the road from the pub, something like that. Okay, use the notes for that. Make sure we keep this address professional because it's going to get pulled over to the market appraisal presentation. Okay, once we've got all these contact details, we click Save Contact. All right, and now if we have Mr. and Mrs., okay, and we have two potential vendors of the property, we don't want to add them as one contact. It's not Mr. and Mrs. anymore, okay? They're separate contacts, okay? Good reason for this is, but no matter what happens in their personal lives, we still want to be the agent for both of these people. And if all their data and stuff is combined, and maybe later on down the line that Mr. and Mrs. are no longer Mr. and Mrs., we could end up with a sticky situation trying to be the agent for both of these people. Okay. Also, it's a way of keeping each contact very clean with clean data, and they're receiving the right content at the right time with no mishaps. Okay, so all we would do is we would click Add New Contact, do the same again for Mrs. And if Mr. and Mrs. say, but we use the same phone and we use the same email address, well, okay, we can work around that. What we would do is we would give Mr. maybe the unique email address and no mobile phone number. Then we would give Mrs. the unique mobile phone number and miss out the email address. That way the content and everything can go out to these contacts. They've got clean data and everything's okay for in the future. Okay. So now we've added in our contact details, we want to move to the property details. Okay, the first thing I want to point out is the MA type. Okay, it's imperative that we get this right. Is it sales or is it lettings? Okay, please double check, get this right. If they say they want a sales and a lettings, okay, create this appointment, go back, make another one for lettings. Okay, depending on the MA type, it sends the customers on different journeys. Okay, so we can't just flip it over because they might be halfway through a journey and it can get quite confusing. Once you click create appointment, you cannot edit sales over to lettings and vice versa. Okay, once you decide the MA type and click create appointment, that is that. If you've got it wrong, you have to delete it and start again. Now we have set the address. If it's same as the correspondence address, click same as correspondence and the fields will auto populate. Okay, if not, it's just like what we did with the contact address. We just type in the postcode, find, make any edits. Now, if you're having a nice conversation with a potential vendor, well, get the property details in. Okay, just enter them quickly. Okay, we also have the discovery questions on the right. Okay, these are a set of questions which have been set up by your company owner or director, and they're good for two reasons. The first one is the answers to these questions can put your contacts into a certain audience, and from that audience you can send them on a journey with hyper-targeted marketing emails. For example, they could say, the question could be, why are you looking to sell? Okay, and they could choose the answer, I am upsizing. That could put them in an audience, okay, of all the contacts who have answered that question with upsizing, put them on a journey which sends them hyper-targeted marketing content about upsizing. Okay. So I'm just going to answer these questions quickly. Another thing that they're good for is that Lifecycle is fully accessible on mobile. Your valuer could go onto his phone before the appointment. He could have a look at the market appraisal, have a look at the discovery questions, start to tailor his appointment to this potential vendor before he's actually even met them, okay, because he knows what they like, what they dislike, their reasons for moving, depending on what the questions are. Okay, so your company owner or director might have made these questions mandatory, they may not have. Okay, it's completely up to them. I'm just going to answer them quickly. And now I'm going to create appointment. Before I do that, I just want to say, if we click to edit this appointment, if we wanted to change the date and time, we can change that from the calendar, but we can also change it from the appointment itself. So we could go to the event start date and we can change the date and time from here. As I said, it's not so imperative to get it perfect when you first book the appointment. It can always be changed. We can change the valuer, we can change the branch, okay? We can change these questions, we can change any details. The only thing we can't change is the MA type, so just bear that in mind. So now I'm going to create the appointment. Okay, so now the appointment's been created. And as we can see, we've got the date of the appointment, the branch, the valuer, the start time, the end time, and the address. We also have the contact details that we entered in. We also have the property details that we've just entered. And we also have the questions that have just been answered. So like I said before, Lifecycle is fully accessible on mobile. If your valuer wants to jump onto this appointment and just check the questions before they go to the appointment, they can tailor the appointment to the potential vendor. So now we're going to talk about sending out confirmation of the appointment. So to do that, we've got to click these three dots on the right of the appointment tab. Okay, very, very common in Lifecycle. 3 dots means action. We want to do something. So we're going to click the 3 dots. Say we want to send out the market appraisal appointment confirmation. There's 2 ways in which we can do this. If we send out a quick SMS and email, it takes the default text, which is set by the company owner or director, goes straight out to the potential vendors, and you don't even see it. Okay, if we click edit and send, it brings up the default text. We can make any edits to it that we wish. Okay, same with the SMS, and then we can send them. Just bear in mind that when you are editing your email template that goes out to the potential vendor, don't edit anything that is in double brackets. Okay, anything in double brackets is code. It pulls the relevant information from Lifecycle. Okay, so if you start to edit things inside of those brackets, it's just going to make the email look broken. So try not to do that. But you know, if you want to put a little personal touch onto the email when you're confirming the appointment, saying that you had a good chat and things like that, well, then this is the place you would do that. Edit and send. So I'm going to send those off now. Okay. Now, if we wanted to edit the appointment, okay, we click the 3 dots and edit. That takes us back to the page we were just on, where I said it showed you the branch, the valuer and things, and the contact detail, the property detail, and the discovery questions. It takes you straight back to that page, make any edits you need. We also have cancel appointment. Okay, cancel appointment is a last resort, because once an appointment has been cancelled, it can't simply be reopened. And the reason for that is, you know, we track all the cancelled appointments within Lifecycle. So if you have a customer who is constantly booking and cancelling and booking and cancelling and booking and cancelling, you can go onto this contact detail and you can see the list of MAs that they've been cancelled, and you can maybe start to tailor your conversation a little bit to, are we sure we're going to make this one? Okay, and if they're going to reschedule, always go to edit. Okay, just go to edit, change the time, reschedule it. Okay, cancel is a last resort. Okay, so we've sent out the market appraisal appointment confirmation. Now we want to create the appraisal. We click the 3 dots, we go to create appraisal. Then we want to click convert to market appraisal. It's going to show you a warning message saying, have you sent the appointment reminder? You will no longer be able to send the appointment reminder after you've converted this appointment into a presentation, which makes sense because by this time we should have been in the appointment and we should have all our info ready to put into the market appraisal. Okay, so make sure that the appointment confirmation has been sent out before you convert to market appraisal. We're going to click convert to market appraisal. And now the appointment has been converted to a market appraisal successfully. Okay, so here we have the appointment information, the contact information, and the questions. Okay, here we have the market appraisal tab. Okay, now the market appraisal is sent via an email, and a link is in that email which takes them to their own specific unique web page with all your market appraisal information sent out. Looks laid out beautifully, all branded to you, looks really, really nice. Okay, but we have to turn that web page on. That is why we have the switch for the market appraisal, to turn it off and on. But this cannot be switched on until the necessary information has been filled in. Otherwise, what's going to be on the web page? So the first thing that we need to do is we need to enter in the valuation info. How much is it worth? Okay. So we click on the valuation tab and we have three prices. We have the valuation minimum, the valuation average, and the valuation maximum. The only one which is absolutely necessary and required is the valuation average. So we're going to enter that one in quickly. We can enter in a valuation minimum and maximum if we want to. If it does, it will show up at the side of the average. If we don't, it doesn't matter. It just simply will not show on the presentation. It won't show a box with a blank, with no information in it. It just won't show the box. Okay. Next, we want to look at our fee type, our quote, whether it's including or excluding VAT, and if we want to show it or hide it on the presentation. Now, if we have any other fees, maybe photographs or EPCs or floor plans or anything, we click Add New Fee. We enter in the description, the fee quote, the fee type, including or excluding VAT, show or hide on the presentation. Super simple. We want to check the duration of our agreement, okay, and any valuation notes that we make, just for internal purposes. They won't show on the market appraisal presentation. Once we've done that, we want to click Save. Okay, now we've saved in our valuation info. Right now, we can turn this market appraisal on, so I'm going to do that. The web page is now live. Now, underneath the valuation info, we have some different tabs. Okay, we have comparable properties. Okay, we can add those in. FAQs. Okay, we can put them in. We can add new ones. Marketing plan. This is something that is generic, which is set up by your company owner or director. You can make any edits to this as you wish. Add links in, add pictures in, add videos in. Works a lot like WordPress. Overview, exactly the same. Make any edits if you want to. And then we have ask questions. There's an option for the potential vendor to ask you a question. You will be notified of this question via an email, and it will also show on the ask questions here. So I'm going to show you a preview of the market appraisal now. Okay, to do that, we want to click the three dots on the right, and we want to click Preview. Okay, so this is obviously branded to our test account. Yours will be branded to you, but as you can see, it takes all the information that we've been entering in Lifecycle. It's doing all the work for us, and it's making it look nice and pretty. We've got the address, the valuation date, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the reception, our overview. Okay, you can see we've got links in there. You can add those in. We've got our price. Okay, if we did enter in a minimum and maximum, it would show on the left and right here. We've got the marketing plan. Okay, any FAQs, they can ask a question. That's where you will be notified. It will come up on the ask questions. And then also at the bottom, they have this proceed button. And what's great about this is the vendor can click this proceed button and instruct you on this property. Okay, they don't have to give you a phone call. They don't have to come into branch. If they're happy with everything, they can click proceed. You will be notified, and your life cycle on your timeline, it'll do a little song and dance and say you've been instructed on this property, and you can be ready to go. Then all you have to do is call your vendor and get whatever you need sorted to move on with the property. Okay, so that is the preview. Okay, I'm going to go back to our market appraisal page now, and we want to send it out to the vendor. So it works exactly the same as the market appraisal appointment confirmation. Okay, we can send a quick SMS and email which sends out the default text with the link to the market appraisal in there. We also have edit and send SMS and email, and in there it brings up our default text. Okay, and we can make any edits to it. Remember, anything in the double brackets, don't touch it. It's code. It's going to be auto-populated by lifecycle. And here is the link to the market appraisal. Okay, we send that out. And that is the email sent with the market appraisal. Okay, and as we can see, our status of the market appraisal is at proposal sent. Okay then, so that was the market appraisal section of the training. We've covered everything from booking the appointment, sending out the confirmation, editing the appointment, cancelling, going out on the valuation, and then entering in the market appraisal information and sending out the presentation. So now we're going to move on to the leads part of the training. Let's get into it. Okay, so we have two ways in which we can get to our leads, in which we can access our leads. We can get there from the dashboard. We scroll down, we can click on our leads, and we can click on our social distance and valuation. We can also come to the leads tab, go to leads, leads again, and now we're at the lead page. Okay, so this kind of looks like your traditional like inbox, maybe like your Gmail or your Hotmail, and that's a good way to think about it. So I'm going to go through the filters on the left, and then we'll talk about action in the leads and how that works. So first of all, we have my leads. Okay, these are leads that have been assigned to you. Pretty self-explanatory. If you're a branch manager or a company owner, you will have the branches beneath you. Okay. In progress leads. These are leads that have been assigned out, that are being worked on. Okay. Flagged leads. Now, a flagged lead, when a lead comes in from maybe the lifecycle search page, the portals, wherever it may be, lifecycle goes through the lead and deciphers it and will flag the lead if it believes that this person potentially has a property to sell. Okay. You can also flag a lead yourself if, you know, maybe you're talking, you call them up and they say, hey, while you're at it, you can give us a market appraisal. Okay, to flag a lead, it's super simple. Let's just go to one here. Okay, so over on the right, we have the pink flag. That means this lead is flagged. This person potentially has a property to sell. Okay, over here we have, you know, the little black flag, dark flag. It's not a flagged lead. Click it, and it becomes a flagged lead. Unclick it. There we go. It's an unflagged lead. Next, we have unassigned leads. Okay, these are leads that have not yet been assigned. If you want to assign a lead, go over to where the flag is. On the left of that, we've got a little arrow. Click on that, and we choose the user in which we would like to assign that lead to. We can also assign in bulk. Okay, we choose 5 leads there. Click assign and choose who we would like to assign those leads to. Oops. Okay, next we have closed leads. Okay, these are leads that have finished with, maybe they've gone a bit cold. We can always reopen them. Okay, to open the leads again, just click on the tick boxes, click open leads, they will then be reopened. Okay, underneath that we've got our leads by type. Okay, so for sales we have vendors and buyers. For lettings we have landlords and tenants. Okay, you can click through these and edit to edit the list, filter through the list. Okay, we also have this box called MISC, which is miscellaneous. And it's very, very important that we always keep this box ticked. Now, when a lead comes into Lifecycle has a look at the lead and deciphers, have they got property to sell? Okay, what property are they looking at? Is it a sales lead? Is it a lettings lead? Okay. Now, sometimes, it doesn't happen very often, the information comes in, it might be a little bit sparse, there's not a lot of information in the lead, the information gets a little bit misconstrued, and Lifecycle will not know whether this is a sales lead or it's a lettings lead. And that is why we have this miscellaneous box, this MISC box. Because if Lifecycle is struggling to decipher which way this lead is going, it will put it in the MISC box. Okay, then you will never miss a lead. Okay, at least it goes somewhere. So always, always, always leave your miscellaneous box ticked. Okay, now underneath that we have the source. So this is the way the leads come into us. Okay, so has it come from Rightmove? Has it come from Zoopla? Has it come from On the Market, Valpal, Profile, Lifecycle? Now, when a lead does come in from any of these sources, Lifecycle will automatically send a kickback or a bounce back email telling them that you'll be in touch and asking them just to confirm their details with you one more time. If they do confirm their details with you, this is when we see a qualified lead. Okay, we have these green boxes with the qualified status on there. When they answer the bounce back and they give you the more information, it shows that they're keen. Okay, they want to speak to you. We'll give you our information again. We're keen. Okay, so work through the qualified leads first. People who are hot want to talk to you. Okay, they're making the moves to speak with you. If they don't qualify, okay, we can send out that qualification email again. Okay, we recommend doing it maybe once a day for 3 days. Maybe close the lead and always reopen it if you're running dry on your qualified leads. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the detail of a lead. So we're going to click into a lead here, go to the detail. We can also close the lead from here, go to the detail, and here we have the contact details, the subject, okay, the property, any questions that they've answered, okay, qualification questions. And then we also have our lead notes. Okay, so our lead notes, we can change them depending on what it is. So if we've had a phone call, we choose phone, and you will get the phone icon. Okay, we can choose the date and the time as well. Okay, if it's an email, we do that and we say email sent. Okay, save that, and then we get the email icon. Okay, and we also see the user in which has made these notes. Okay, the user that's made these notes, we can see that, and they're all time stamped, and we have the icon to see whether it's a phone, an email, visit in branch, or whatever it may be. Now these lead notes actually pull over to the contact detail as well on the contact timeline. So it's really, really good. If you're working from your leads, you can see the notes. If you're working from the contact detail, you'll be able to see these lead notes as well. Now, from this lead, okay, we have the action button. We can send them an email, we can send them an SMS, or we can close the lead. Okay. We close the lead when we're done with it. Maybe they've booked an appointment, or something like that, then that's when we will close the lead, when we're done. Okay, when the initial inquiry has come in, we've responded to it, we're done, something has been done. Okay, so when we are closing a lead, okay, then we will choose our reasons for closing, whether they've booked an appointment, the property's already been sold, unable to get in contact, they've changed their mind, or other. If it's other, make a note, click save, and that is the lead closed. Okay then, so that is the market appraisals and leads training. I hope you've all learned something there. Just remember that when you are using Lifecycle, there is a help button located on the right hand side of the screen, and inside that help button we have all our articles, tutorials, videos, everything there is constantly being updated to help you guys when you're using Lifecycle. And if you are still struggling, just use the contact us button and a member of support will be with you right away. Okay then guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope we've all learned something today. Let's work smarter, not harder, and let's go and get those instructions.